my duty to announce that we had an executive session prior to the meeting to discuss personnel and legal issues. Now, will you please stand for the salute the flag? Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our superintendent, George Dickerson. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mrs. Bronowski, roll call, please.
Mrs. Moser? Here. Mr. Laser?
Here.
Mr. Passio?
Here.
Mrs. Main? Here. Mr. Music?
Here.
Mr. Oberto?
Here.
Mr. Palmer?
Here.
Dr. Zorch?
Here.
Mr. Hauser?
Here. At this time, I'd like to open the floor to hearing of visitors, part one. This is where you can stand at the podium, announce your name, your address, and discuss anything on the agenda for this evening. Seeing no one, I move for adoption of Resolution 121, approval of the minutes.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Solicitors report, Mr. Nichols.
I recommend that you move on resolution 122. This is the approval of a surety guarantee agreement with Robindale Energy and with the city of Latrobe. This arises from additional work that is needed to be done on the storm sewer drainage at the old LES school. Ordinarily, this work would have had to be done before closing, but the city is allowing Robindale and the school district to close. Obviously, we wanted to get Robindale into the building as quickly as possible because they've been so patient with us, and they want to get to work on their renovations. So the city is allowing Robindale to complete the work. But the school district ordinarily would have had to complete that work before the closing, and so the school district, under the agreement that you are approving, is becoming a guarantor and a surety that Robindale will indeed do that work. So if I could get a motion on that resolution.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
I recommend that you move on resolution 123. This is a approval of an agreement with Robindale to repay them for the work that is going to be done on the storm sewer. Again, this would have been work that we would have had to do before closing, but to effectuate a prompt closing on the school property, they are going to do the work. The estimated amount of the work is $44,625.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
Finally, I recommend that you move on resolution number 124. This is to approve the closing on the sale of Greater Latrobe Elementary School. This resolution just allows the appropriate directors, administrators, officers, and the solicitor to take whatever steps are necessary to complete the closing at the old LES school. Tentatively, we are looking at a closing first thing in the morning, 9 o'clock, Friday for the closing. And this will just allow everybody to sign everything they need to do and to finish and represent the school district at the closing. Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Education Planning, Mrs. Nance. Sorry, I'm just flipping around here.
Students are on the agenda this evening, but they are having a presentation, so we welcome back our students tonight.
So we wanted to show you that we had flowers. No particular reason. We just thought they were pretty. Just want to show you guys. But in all seriousness, Ms. Allshouse, you're going to be missed. You've done a lot for the school district, and we're presenting you these flowers and a card signed by the student council and our teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, you might want to let me.
Yeah, I don't know.
You hold it, well, let's see, you hold that. Beautiful flower. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. The Board of Education, the administration, it's been wonderful. I look forward to retirement. I believe I have less than 24 hours to come to work. Not that I'm counting or anything, but it's been a pleasure to work with all of you over the years. And thank you. I look forward to many more great things here at Greater Latrobe. Thanks.
Thank you so much, student, and thank the student council for it. It was very lovely. Okay, I have 5 resolutions under my part of the agenda, and they are all approving agreements with different agencies that we do business with. So I'm going to bundle all of them. 125, 126, 127, 128, 129. 125 is to approve an agreement with the Center for Pediatric Neuropsychology, PLC agreement. And then 126 is to approve a letter of agreement with Presley Ridge for coordination of services. 127 is to approve the Allegheny Intermediate Unit 2018-19 services agreement. And number 128 is to approve the university school enrollment contract. And number 129 is to approve the WIU Student Services Interagency Agreement. I move for adoption of all of those resolutions.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion?
Can somebody explain the first one to neuropsychology?
Sure. As you may be aware, our district and our board have a policy where parents are requesting independent educational evaluation. They are entitled to seek that. Right now, we only have references at the Westmoreland Intermediate Unit, and I thought it was in our district's best interest where our board policy says that we offer parents options. We should have 2. I've worked with this company in prior students in the past, and I think their reports are extremely well done and very fair for recommendations. So this is the one that I'm recommending as a second choice. Parents are also free to pursue their own rather than use our 2 choices.
So we're just approving them to be consult, but we're not using them for anybody else.
Yeah.
It looks to me like we're actually sending a kid to the university school, is that correct?
That is correct.
Just one student?
Correct.
And that was like $12,000 or something?
That is correct.
And where's this school located?
It's in Shadyside.
Where's that student from, what school?
I don't know that I should disclose that in a public session. I'm worried that that would share personal student information.
That basically what I'm asking is a student that's in our school district or is somebody somewhere?
No, it's a resident of Greater Latrobe.
It's not an adjudicated student?
No.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
which is the treasurer's report and the payment of bills. Move for their adoption.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes. Move for adoption of resolution number 132, gifts, grants, and donations, in particular DMJ Transportation of $6,000, which was utilized for new cafeteria tables for the senior high school and equipment for the elementary school. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes. I move for adoption of resolution number 133, which is the approve the district tax rebate program proposal as presented at our last meeting. Excuse me, we have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes. Our next Finance Committee meeting will be Tuesday, January 15th at 5 p.m. Facilities Operation and Planning. I move for adoption of resolution number 134, which is approved removal and sale agreement with Westmoreland Community Action.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion?
Could we just have a 30-second overview of what that, we just asked to do?
Sure. Basically, the district is working with Westmoreland Community Action to remove the furniture that is remaining in Latrobe Elementary School. And that will happen over a period of time, hopefully the beginning of January. And they will remove that as well as move it to their facility in Mount Pleasant. They will compute the cost that they incurred in removal of all of that furniture. They will then tag it and sell the furniture. Once they have recouped their price or their cost of moving the furniture out of the building and to their facility, the Greater Latrobe Partners in Education will receive 10% of the profits once the cost of removal has been fulfilled.
And if the cost of...
And if it happens that the sale of the furniture does not cover their cost of removing the furniture, the district would not be obligated to supplement or fulfill that difference. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes. I move for adoption of resolution number 135, permission to advertise for general school supplies, art, science, paper, custodial, electrical, and so on.
Second.
Motion, we have a motion and second. Questions on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes. Our Facilities Operation and Planning Committee meetings are attached. The next Facilities Operation and Planning Committee meeting will be Thursday, January 10th at the admin building. Student Activities and Recreation, Mrs. Maines.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Mears asked me to let you know that he's sorry he could not be here tonight. His wife had cancer surgery today, so he's where he needs to be. The only thing under the report here is a list of the senior nights for the winter sports, and the dates and times are listed if you wish to attend. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mrs. Maines. Community Relations, Dr. Zorch.
There's a resolution to approve the appointment to the Latrobe Greater Latrobe School District Parks and Recreation Commission. Patricia Fenton for a 3-year term, starting in December and ending in December of 2021. She's been doing this for a long time. She's been involved in our community for forever. I came here in 1982 and she was involved. I think she was on the school board.
Yes, she was.
second?
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
Next meeting is December 20th, 2018, at 4:30 in the Trevor Municipal Building. To Greenwood.
Thank you, Dr. George.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You want to sing another song?
I'd love to.
Westmoreland Intermediate Unit, Mrs. Mays.
Yes. I move for adoption of resolution number 137 to approve appointment for a regular Trent School District Board member to serve on the Westmoreland Intermediate Unit Board of Directors. And that person would be me. And then my term would be effective April 9th, 2019 through April 5th, 2022. Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? And we'll have a roll call vote.
Mrs. Tozer?
Yes.
Mr. Laser?
Yes.
Mr. Locascio?
Yes.
Mrs. Maines? Mr. Music?
Yes.
Mr. Alberto?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Dr. George?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
The next WIU committee meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 22nd at 7 p.m. in the WIU Court Room.
Thank you, Mrs. Mays. EWCTC Joint Operating Committee, Mr. Music.
Thank you. The EWCTC Joint Operating Committee meeting minutes are attached to the board's agenda. And it is from December 5th. And the next EWC Joint Operating Committee meeting will be on Wednesday, January 23rd, and that'll be at 7 o'clock at the EWCTC building.
Thank you, Mr. Music.
And can I just say that Mr. Lukowski made quite an impression at the joint area board meeting of the EWCTC. He stood up.
Did
It was a good thing.
I thought it was at the shrimp bar.
You
No,
went-
he was feeding me.
I was the shovel.
He was a shovel. He definitely was a shovel. Right, Bill?
And he shows up properly cracked.
Exactly.
To
You
suck
learned
on
a
the
lot
shrimp.
that way.
Forever an educator.
That's right, never an educator.
What can I
Exactly.
say?
Then it was addition by subtraction.
That's right.
I was on a roll.
You were on a roll that night.
Good.
Should have been a warning to the rest of
There's a
them.
lot of hair blown back.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
All righty. Board Policy Liaison, Mrs. Mays.
Yes, we have one board policy to approve this evening, and that's policy number 810.3, school vehicle drivers. I move for the adoption of resolution number 138.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Technology, Mr. Palmer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would ask the board to approve number 139, to approve opt-out clause with Census/Comcast.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes.
And our next technology committee meeting is somewhere far, far in the future. 6 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer.
You're welcome, Mr. President.
Superintendent's recommendations, Mrs. Swagger.
I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 140, which is the approval of the resignation of Michelle Stas as the boys varsity tennis coach.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 141, which is the approval of the additional substitute teachers for the 18-19 school year.
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 142, which is the approval of the support personnel classified appointments, substitute secretary, food service part-time, as well as a substitute personal care assistant.
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 143, which is the approval of the support personnel supplemental, Matt Vendeville as the volunteer assistant wrestling coach.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 144, which is the approval of the AmeriCorps personnel, Jessica, Michael.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 145, which is to approve a memorandum of understanding for employee personnel matter number 2 for the 2018-19 school year.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 146, which is the non-contractual professional employee retirement incentive. It is written in detail in your resolution. This is, as Mr. Watson explained a few weeks ago, the same incentive that had been offered in previous years.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And under other business, our Breakfast of Champions is Thursday, January 17th at 7:30 at the CSC at the high school. The choral extravaganza is Wednesday, January 30th in the senior high school auditorium. Our meetings, the committee of the whole is the 15th of January, and our regular meeting is the 22nd. We will be discussing where those meetings will be held as to whether they will continue to be held here. We're talking about the sound system. Could you raise your hand in the back if you thought the sound system was better here as far as hearing? Okay, 2 people.
It's on Mr. Hoffman yelling in my ear right here.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Adam. Teasing Adam. Actually, I should note that Adam Hoffman was recognized at the city council meeting, December 10th, I believe it was, Monday evening. Mr. Mays was with him. They select a senior student twice a year who they believe exemplifies the things that revolve around community service, goals and aspirations, and Adam was chosen from a group of students' resumes that were submitted. So congratulations, Adam. And I'd also just like to note a thank you to all of the people who were participating in the dedication ceremony on Saturday for the opening of this building. But in addition, all of the community members who were able to make a visit to the building on Saturday between the hours of 2 and 4. We had a great turnout. Don't know how many people were here, but certainly the halls were filled. And we heard a lot of nice comments, which were truly very much appreciated. And we appreciate everybody having been here. And we hope everyone has a great holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Swider. This time, we'll open the floor up to hearing of visitors part 2. This is where anyone in the audience can come forward with any concerns they have. Please state your name and address when you step to the podium. Seeing no one, I move for adoption of resolution number 147 for adjournment.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. All in favor?